Hi everybody. I come on here because I need to get my feelings out. This is bothering me right now. I don't know how you single females can go on Twitter or Facebook and asking for money and cards and treating married couples like we're nothing. We are handicapped. We can't help how we were born. We yeah, my husband had cerebral palsy, but that don't mean you treat people with disrespect or saying, you don't want to help, somebody. That's freaking rude. I'm getting to the point where I'm just ready to close the book up and just forget about shit. I'm tired of it. If you guys are single and you don't have nobody, I would take you in a heartbeat. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what's on the outside. I only care what's on the inside. You guys are starting to really piss me off. I'm to the point of just pulling my hair out because you guys don't understand. We don't drive. We don't have money on us right now. We don't want jobs. We don't want to work right now. And it's getting to the point I'm getting sick and tired of it. You know, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm ready to give up. If you guys don't want this, we understand. But if you do want this, come to our door. God damn, it ain't that goddamn hard. God damn. The only thing I fucking got is my dogs, my husband, and me. Goddamn, there ain't no fucking gossipers. There ain't no fucking killers. There ain't nothing that you guys have to fucking worry about. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? God damn bitches. Stop being a fucking 2-year-old. Grow up. Act your age. I am so fucking tired of this crap. I've tried being nice to you guys and putting in a nice video the other day, but you guys don't watch these goddamn videos. Text me on my phone if you got a fucking problem with me. Lord, my phone don't ring. The only time my phone rings is if I get a doctor call or a sector. I have a flip phone. What's the matter with me not having a smartphone? You guys need to get those out of your ass and go back to the old 80s and 90s. When I go to the grocery store, I don't see much people text me anymore ever since my husband made the video, where he says he females, before they even start grocery shopping, they're texting on their phone. Me and my husband was sitting there in the daily and went to see, right in front of us, don't we, honey? Like we used to. We used to see them, before they even put the groceries in the cart. There ain't no COVID, okay? Let me put this out here. There is no COVID. It's only a head cold. You guys got this so screwed up in your heads. You think, listen to Donald Trump, the little bullshit liar that's going out there. He waited, a year, baby? A year, I think. He let that, before that even come, you guys went out there and traveled on your own. You brought it here. The U.S. people brought it here. But if you want that ass shot, go get the ass shot. If you don't want it, then fuck it, Be normal. I'm tired of seeing teenagers wearing booty shorts and at the pig, they're wearing booty shorts all the time. I'm not there to get attention, but I want somebody that is single and will sit down and talk to me and my husband. Don't be afraid to come up to us. We're not like other people. We're not like gossipers. We're not like troublemakers. You guys act like you're fucking 2 years old, act like you're still in school. Grow up. You're an adult now. You're over the age of 18. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? What, is your head screwed up, or is your head up your ass? Or do you have people up your ass or something? God damn. This is so fucking tiring. I'm tired of repeating myself over and over and over myself. I told my husband just now, I want somebody with a good head on their shoulders because I really want this unicorn bestie relationship with a beautiful woman, but you guys won't give me the chance. You push handicapped people away. Do you know how bad that feels? Because I don't think you guys do. It hurts. I cried. My husband, I hate crying in front of him because I don't want to see him. I want him to see me emotional. He hates it when I get upset. But grow up. But here's my husband.
Well, hey, you know, well, I don't know. It's like I say, she, you know, I don't know who's out here. Like I said, I don't, but we got one in a seemed like a 1 in a million shot because there ain't but about 1,600 people. Just to kind of and it's that's not a big number. 1,600 is not that big. You know, it's a low number. I told my wife, just the age range is all wrong. I mean, I came up with this idea in my head, and it just, I at the time was trying to do something for somebody and thought we was gonna get to meet that person. We wouldn't be out here right now, but the person didn't come through with, didn't check everything out, fell for some things that weren't you know but everybody was jealous up here, and everything, and trying to say, oh, this wasn't real, or that's too good to be true. Well, like I told her, you know, and yeah, the stuff on the internet, the sitting behind the TV screen and all that stuff, it is what it is. But it's not uh, it's not any good, and people that say they're only interested because they don't want to put the time or the effort in it. They want you to blow every little bit of money you got, and, you know, and it's going, just about any time it's going to go bad. So, something come up, flat tire or some shit will happen to she said, well, I'm asking for, a bus thing. Well, unless it's around here, I'm not doing it. I mean, I came up with, just a few minutes ago. I thought, well, what if there was some that local wrestling down here? Maybe they have some people on that Twitter. Maybe if they come down here local, you can actually meet them, and actually be somebody. Yeah, it may not be somebody off the main companies, but hell, it's better than nothing, you know. Yeah, it's not all about the looks, although that's part of the package, as we know. I mean, like we've said before, it's not exactly you have to be, you know, skinny as a rail, but at the same time, it's, somebody with some, not too much weight on them, but somebody, that you can see yourself going out there and having a good time, to fit what you're looking for, we'd like to get out and do some things. Um, but No, I don't know, we just seem to, you know, get these, and then some of them will say, "Oh, I'm Alexa Bliss," or I'm the real, you know, wrestler off TV. But like I told my wife earlier, that I'm not saying they're not. It's just funny how they treat, if they are the real people, how they're treating their fans. And and this other one, this NXT one, she wouldn't give out her number or nothing. She's saying she got hacked or whatever, but you know I don't think it's just no good texting behind a screen or nothing.
Cause I want to show my pictures.
But I've told my wife I'm out of tricks. I'm out of. There's no magic. Why? There ain't no magic. There ain't nothing left. All my stuff was before my wife got here, and then when she showed up, all these damn people want to do is talk to her about shit. And I'm like a Casper the Ghost. As long as these gospels are around here, there's no hope, I don't think. I mean, I told my wife that I'd rather find some youngin' in a ditch somewhere. I'd rather find out on the, if that situation came up, I'd be willing, me and her both be willing to take it. But otherwise, I don't see how it's going to happen. Because everybody else, they want to put just so many, they want to plug their friend things, or they want to plug, their family, and they won't tell everybody about some of this stuff. And oh wow, they met somebody, and that they're not. Most time, nobody's gonna be happy that you meet somebody. I like to find somebody that's confidential, somebody that can kind of keep secrets once in a while, not just have to tell somebody right away about us. I mean, depending on situations and what's going on, it may vary. It could be that if you're willing to come up here in 5 minutes, or the next day or two, or the next week, and actually come up and meet me or my wife or something, if you're a family or parents or something, or some of their so-called friends, whatever. Okay, but I told my wife I'm not going to give credit to people I don't know and I haven't met. So I don't want. That's what I'm saying. This whole thing is, just something. It may be may just be it may not be any good. It may just be something that's impossible. You know, yeah. It's not easy. I tried to do whatever I could do. I've offered people up here at these apartments. I've offered 2 or 3 of them. My wife took me in the family diner. She liked one in there. I saw one the other day, a young one, but I didn't go into anything because looked like it was maybe her first day or her first week at least. So no, but I mean they may not even be looking for this, and I may rub people the wrong way. I told my wife if we had a certain crowd of people, or an event or place that you could go to, that where somebody could say, "Oh yeah, this," but we don't. It's the same events, the same old things every year. Like I said, I kind of brought up that local wrestling that comes there once in a while, but I don't know what the organization's name is, so I don't know. But they come down here and do the Toys for Tots here in Decatur. But times I went, I really didn't see any women. I was mostly. Oh, my light's going out.
Oh, I can't reach it.
Oh, if our light goes out, it goes out. no good now anyway. Just leave it off. But anyway, just we're gonna have to, like I said, I don't know what else to tell her. I ain't already said here at the house. It bothers me too, but I also realize I can't go out here and just every woman I see, every youngin I see, I can't just go out here and announce this to the world. This is as close as I get. I don't know who comes out here and who does what. Every time I do get a comment, and she said a lot of that stuff because she's frustrated and upset and some things, and it's not the best way to go about it. But it's like I said. I told her all I'm worth to these, and it's very rare when you get a young female. You don't see them much. When you do, somebody like the last time, the most recent of things, they come in here hugging and kissing all over my wife, but then they get mad at me. Something small that I said. And then they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." Well, I know you're supposed to be here. I don't recall ever asking for any females to come out here and entertain me and my wife. I didn't ask for it. No, we had something up here we was trying to get fixed. And I knew the guys could do it. They were just trying to find where it was at and everything, trying to figure out which one it was. But, it's just another person. It's going to go around for the rest of her life. And she had a bad impression off of me just because I said I brought up something. She felt like I was trying to say that they were the worst people in the world. I'm just saying the Girl Scouts, as far as how they treated my wife, is not. If you're trying to get people to join that club or that that stuff, well, you need to show it. Otherwise, you're gonna be like me or my wife, and you're gonna be saying, I'm not going there up to everybody and dogging them. But it's just a lot of times, like she said, she does more than I do. If anybody's got luck, she'd probably have more luck at this than me because I don't get out that much, and I do Sethford. It's easier, and me and her go out to eat or whatever, pay on phone bills when we need to, and get a few things. I might be in there an hour and a half, or whatever it is. And she's got this damn Cameron mess going, and from Alabama, that's all she's worth, I reckon. It's all my wife's worth. One of these goddamn doll whores off the fucking Facebook. Ain't got nothing in common with nobody, hardly. Somebody up all the way up in Alabama like anybody cared. And she's one of these sexist people.
That's the only people I can get to talk to.
So it ain't gonna work. And there's no support system either. It's not like
I'm talking to this Jessie.
It's not like she could, and the thing is, like people ain't like me. They care about what everybody thinks about the viruses or the on the news. And they like God's ass. They like being stuck up his ass. They can't get the head out of there. My wife and I was speaking of something I could talk about. My wife was talking about, me and my wife was earlier on today. But, she asked, we was talking about it. She's taking a shower this morning. I said, she brought up about English, my family, it's supposed to be my family. But I said, her problem is I'm not her type. You know, all I have to do is say I ain't real religious, and she have a fit like all these other people. I ain't stuck up God's ass. I don't want to be up there. I don't want it in any form. I'd just much rather, if it is me and her and these dolls, that's what it's gonna be. Regardless how hard we try, every day's a new day, but it seems like it's the same old, same old. If I start texting them, they only text for a little while. They start asking for money and cards, or if one ain't directly talking to my wife, she kind of gets upset because then she kind of thinks they ain't doing it right. And some of these were some of these were famous people also that claimed to have been off harassing. So I don't want to come out and say they weren't the people, but she kind of poked one there and said that some of these others, and it's true. But like I said, if you're trying to win somebody over, you can't. As if they do work with them, they just can go around and say, well, yeah, this one's done this and that, and, So, it's not helping us, get to where we need to be, or where we want to be, excuse me, where we want to be if any chances are going to happen with it, or anybody comes out. I mean, like I said, it's just going to have to be something, well.
My name's Jessie, but she don't want me getting on WhatsApp.
Well,
She said I gotta watch my mom on Twitter.
They ain't interested. No, I ain't watching. I ain't gonna sit out there, and we don't do that. We private message if we do anything on there. I don't.
Well, I get to her. She said watch my mouth.
Well, I don't write nasty words or nasty things on there. Even on.
I gave her my number. She said, "What the fuck?"
Well, okay then. So you're not having no. That's what I'm saying. She says, Derek, help me. Do your magic. I don't have any. I'm as low on that pole as can be. And all I had was before I met my wife, is about a year prior, 2 or 3 years prior. I used to get on these little things because I used to have a phone. I had the little site thing already in it. And so I went on there and made a profile. And yes, I found 2 or 3 of them. And it was lucky enough to see a few of those kind of things happen. But that was because it was within 5 or 10 minutes of my home, or 15 to 20, something reasonable.
Honey, you had some
There's nobody. What?
You had no way I was gonna make you break your shoes, lay off.
No, she was from around here. I said the one that was the farthest, the closest, but the furthest away. There's different people. There's one was going to come up and cook breakfast. But it was in Decatur. She's in some portion around here, like I said, within 5 or 10 minutes of me. She went to the goddamn fucking pig store, bought all this stuff. She comes in, sits down, and what'd she do? One thing you should never do, and that's get on the fucking internet in front of me, getting on the same side I just met her off of. Just met the person. And that's the worst thing you can do. Well, I didn't think you'd mind. Well, you want to talk to all them? You can do that at home. Why would you waste your time getting in the car and going, oh my God, going back? I had to give the biggest part of it away. At the time, my grandmother. So I gave her the eggs, and she could cook them. And I think it was bacon, and I can't remember. But God Almighty, I mean, I don't know. Then, like I said, like I told my wife, the furthest one that was the closest to me, but furthest away was the one in Georgia. Sent her $50, and she claims she never got it. It got lost in the mail. So she's like, screw it, and I said, screw it too. I said, you're trying to accuse me of not doing it. My wife's been with me 10 years. So she ought to know, even if she wasn't there, she knows I would have done it. I mean, just saying. If I say something, unless I'm physically ill or, something out here, bad weather or something like that, if I had to, I could change my plans, of course, and do it another time. But I always try to do the best I can at keeping my word. I don't always get to sometimes, but we, do the best that we can. But for what it's worth, she was bringing up, there's possibility of a person. Well, there's one said it's Holly down here, but I was kind of okay, with it and everything. But I'm thinking, man, if this person's already got radiation and cancer stuff she's going through, last thing I want to do is, see her that sick and being so down and not really energetic, not really feeling her best. Yeah, I hate to throw something on, not that we would make her upset or mad. I mean, of course, you never know. I said, you never know what the person's really into. Some people might not even heard of your stuff, for example, but they might be willing to give it a shot, and they might be willing to listen to it. I met those two people and the last ones I ever met off of any kind of a site or any kind of a thing, came off the same site that I got most of them off of, that Moco Space thing. And they had never heard of my music I listened to. It's stuff in the 70s, 80s. And so I took one of my CDs, and it was one of these songs, Hair of a Dog. And that was one of the first ones, I think it was like the first one on the CD or something. And, they was jamming, doing their head up and down, and, having a good time with it. Sometimes you get people like that, or you can get somebody like we had up here at Cry Court, doesn't care about music, didn't care about nothing, people like that. It just depends. I ended up pissing the ones off down there because it got so goddamn hot, way hotter than I pictured it. And so I ended up, we didn't say goodbye or nothing. We just, I got out of the car and they took me home, but that was the end of that. I ain't never kept any of my people that I did things with around. I've always gotten rid of them. I've never kept them around. I might have about 20 or 25, or a good 10 or 15. Depends, but, it's hard to keep stuff like that. Because, like I said, my wife had a couple of these things where they came down and did certain things. Felicia wouldn't come down here because she didn't have nothing. Old bonehead wouldn't do anything. She came down and didn't have anything planned. Didn't have any of this. Didn't know we wanted this, or didn't have it in our mind at the time. I could have probably got that one for me and my wife, but then, I might risk getting, drama start. I don't know. But I'm saying she came down here on her own. She wasn't on drugs. She's perfectly fine. I just, my wife kind of got a little upset because I was singing a song, and I sing good when I have them playing in the background. I can sing loud enough, I get over it. And so at the time, my wife and I was a little bit irritated, but at the same time, I knew I was doing a good job if I was getting her to kind of do what she was doing. And it wasn't like a strip show, but she's just kind of dancing and going on. And she almost kind of like if you're saying somebody flirt with you. Like the time we, like I said, this was just, I think we was only up here about 3 or 4 years at the time.
Yeah.
And it's not nothing we if we'd have thought of this offer along that timeline, we probably might have gotten her to stay. But we didn't have that, and my wife got a little upset, and I did too. Uh, we had family still doing a little bit of okay, but it wasn't, never has been up to par. Not like I remember back in my younger days, but we've had, she's had 2 or 3 times where she'll go out and she'll, magically get somebody in booty shorts or whatever they're wearing. Used to come up and start talking, holding hands. Oh, did you come in here one time? Oh, these 2 girls come out here and started talking to me. She comes tells me about it, and I don't even see them again. Never hear of them. They don't come to the house. As if it's one thing I could say, the 2 or 3 that's come up here, at least they did it. They've done something that no other person will ever do. Because obviously they either, now up there at the apartments just right up the road from us, everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't do it anymore. You shouldn't come up here. Well, it won't be, because that's nothing to. There was never nothing in the beginning up there. I mean, it's like I said, they ain't but about 3 or 4 or 5 cars up there, and the 1 or 2 that would have probably been better, especially one of them, that had something going, had a job, had stuff that we could have survived on. All of us together could have survived on. Instead of getting something good like that, me and my wife ends up this fucking, idiot crack whore mess that they wanted to throw down here. I don't know what in the world these people thought this was going to work. And so they say now, oh, I've learned my lesson. Yeah, well, that's what I'm good at, teaching people a lesson. Because this as much as some people have used us, and that person uses, trying to use us and stuff. Or she's trying to fix her own little way up of trying to get rid of us, and I saw through it. My wife at the time, she just didn't desperately want it to go, but I knew in a few months' time it was going to be probably 2 months. We got that. It was about 2 months after we got the last stimulus check in April. And since April, I've had this stuff over here. Got a nice little ring. Got some stuff over here. We've added some few little things, some cheap stuff, but the ring was the most expensive thing. And nobody's. And I'm not saying, like I said, it's not a normal thing, but a lot of people have done it. I mean, it's out there everywhere. These sites and people out there want the same thing me and my wife's wanting. And like I said, yeah, we'd like somebody at least, anywhere from slim to an average body type, nothing like Nia Jax or nothing, but somebody, that's got something where we could get out there and be athletic, limber, get some exercise in, be out there, be like kids again, but, in a way, but it's, nobody matches what, if I can't talk, and if I can offend somebody that easily, I'm glad I didn't grow up in this era. That's one good thing. I will say I'm glad I didn't grow up in this. I would have been really miserable. I mean, worse than I was as a kid. I mean, growing up now and being a kid in this era wouldn't help anybody. But like I said, yeah, I mean, y'all can sit there and use excuses and be locked up on purpose, but we don't really have a choice. It's not because we don't want to work or that we don't want, I don't trust anybody to go fill out an application just to be there 2 or 3 years or a year and a half and then have to stop again. All because some of you tend to not to want to take the blame of having something to do with this fucking virus, or like I said, it's been out there, but it's something that we just can't, we could have stayed, everybody up here could have stayed away from all these other countries. You could have, you had 50 states you could have went and visited. Probably wouldn't have got you sick. I mean, I would have rather took a chance on traveling to one of the states in the United States than going overseas to any foreign country. But that's what started this whole mess. But everybody forgets, that now the flu is like a thing of yesteryear. Now, forever and a day for the next 100 years, or whatever, everybody's going to be crowing about this now. And maybe for the rest of the time, the way how slow everybody is. But no, I don't know. I mean, but no, as far as English goes, like I say, I went over every time I met that lady. She was a cousin or something to me through Melissa's marriage. She's kin to Mark, so when Melissa, my aunt, met Mark, that's how I become family to this person. At the time, she was English Cranfield. Now she's a Roberts. She married, somebody and everything, and she's got her own little doctor's office down here. I'm not her biggest fan in no way. Because she's just as guilty as anybody for why she never had anything to do with me. It was all about her pretty looks and all that, her showing off her stuff, and being all, what she was in. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I mean, I signed her annual in 2002. 2004 came, I graduated, a little bit after that, I contacted her. It was around November or December, somewhere around that time during the holiday season. Text her on MySpace. Yeah. And, we talked a little bit, typed back and forth, asked her to see if we could manage to do something and all this other mess. And if she would be able to work something. Oh, I'm busy, this and that, and all the excuses. I can't remember her exact words, but she turned it down, let's just say it that way. So then, give or take a little time, I go and one day I just, it got brought up. I think it was brought up again. I don't remember now. It'd been a year or something, a year or two. So somebody, I guess Regina, had brought it up again or something. I don't remember at the time. But I remember I called. I talked to Daryl, her dad. And I told him who I was and why I was calling and how I was related and all that good stuff. And he said, "Oh, okay, I'll tell her you called." And as last I heard, 2 or 3 weeks went by, something like that. So I called again, called back, because I don't remember. I think, like I said, I think Regina brought it up or something. That was wondering if me and English was getting along, I guess. So I go out of goodness of my heart, try to give her a chance. And she just treated me like a dog. It's like I was just a complete stranger. Well, I am to her because she never come around me, for one thing. But I'd go out of my way to give her a chance. You know, something that most people at that time probably wouldn't have done it. But, you know, I was considering I was still in my early 20s then, and I just graduated or just turned 20. Yeah, just turned 20. Excuse me. And yeah, I think it's somewhere a year and a half after that, or something around through there. Or Jen goes in. You heard from English? Have you did this or that? I don't remember how she said it, but something popped in my head and got thrown back in there. So I thought, okay, so you know, um, so I go and I look up her number. So I go and call, and yeah, like I said, first time Dad answers, and so I call back a second time after that. And her brother Blake answered the phone. Well, she's back there. I could hear her talk. She goes, oh, tell him I'm busy and I don't have any time right now, and I'm okay. Something like that. But, definitely wasn't, and it wasn't like I thought, that I was going to get any fucking thing off of her. But, she might, I think she's been fucked enough as it is. She's got fucking kids. She don't need me to fuck her. She don't need nothing out of me like that. I mean, I was gonna give her a chance to sit down and talk. She acts like there's something wrong just because I wanted a little of her time. She couldn't find 5 minutes to spare to talk to me over the phone for just 5 minutes. Well, Derek, she's cooking. Well, turn the stove off. You can turn the stove off for 5 minutes. They're going to kill it. You can turn it right back on. My grandmother's done it before. But no, she, and before that, or sometime after, she's had 2 or 3 times where I've been sitting in the car, been over at Hardee's. I'm going to put this on record. I don't know all the times that I've been in there, but I know that every time, sometimes my grandmother would have to go to the bathroom. She'd go in there, and usually it just go to the bathroom. Sometimes it's the bathroom, and if I wanted a drink or something to eat, she'd go in there and get it. But anyway, she'd wave like this, wave like that. Okay. So I didn't really do much. I didn't say nothing back or anything. Just, I was in the car. I had my window up. It's in the passenger side. She parked her car over near side of me. She knew how it was. She ain't stupid. I know these damn people go around. You know what's funny? They go around and like I told my wife earlier, this might take me a little while, but I'm going to try to get to as fast as I can. I told her that they go around, they talk about me to her, or have probably showed her pictures of me when I was little. Probably, who knows? Maybe when I was too young to know who fucking English Cranfield was at the time. She'd probably seen me a time or two. And my mom or somebody, when I was barely of age, to know who the hell she was. And they know for the longest time she's even fucking kid, to be honest with you. But Aunt Regina's always a shit starter. That's the first thing she suggested. She said, well, how about English Cranfield? Like, what am I going to get out of that? So that's the whole thing. That's what got you pissed off, because, it's already been 20 years at this point. She had not been invited to the gatherings. Mark would come. Mark was Melissa's husband. But none of Mark's people on his side came to those gatherings. I told my wife, there's about 8 to 10 people max up there. If you add Mark, it's probably 9. But as like I said, no more than 10 people. There wasn't 20, there wasn't 30, there wasn't 40, and so on. It's just about 10 people. That's all it is. As before the little little brats come along, old JC and Dixie and some of them, before old Dingbat Lacey and fucking, some of these people came up, we used to, back before all that, me and Darren had plenty of stuff to do. It was getting pretty much all the attention, and then, the little brat come. At the time, nobody wanted the little brat. Well, and they try to act like they're close or whatnot now to everybody else. I don't forgive and I don't forget a lot of times. Now, if it's somebody, of course, that can sit down and talk and work your problems out, I'm willing to sit there and listen, hear you out, and all this stuff. But, I don't usually do that, with many people. But like I said, you can take any of these people and it's Derek's fault that half these people ain't come up here and see Granny and Pawpaw. Hell, if you didn't want me up there, if me just being up there and being a child when I was fucking 10 years old, and any time between there and 20, goddamn, I had a fucking, I had surgery at 14 years old, almost 15. So, I stayed in the house more. I didn't have a lot of the strength I used to have in my legs and stuff. And, I can do some things outside, but I don't have a basketball court out here. I don't have the level ground that I would need so I could do things. And a concreted driveway instead of some damn gravel road up here. There's just things that had to be done and more, I don't expect no basketball court, but no, it's just, to get out and do these things. And it's not about money. It's not about, anything like that. But, a lot of people would look down on me and my wife and try to say, oh, they can't just be living on food stamps and the SSI checks. Well, it's what it is. It pays the bills, gets me and her out. So, but we get a little bit from her payee. But yeah, I'm being honest with her. I tell her this a lot of times. I don't have no magic left. She tried to prove me wrong with Bertha Diner. She tried to. At one time, a black lady come through there at the pig, and I didn't know she had anybody. I didn't see nobody with her. So then my wife asked that one in. There was a person down at English's office there at one time was talking her head off. We offered her one of these chances. She didn't want it. And like I said, crack whore didn't want it. She wanted to come in here and just run roughshod, cost me and my wife this place. And I'm not saying it's not the best place in the world, but if you had to give me a choice of whether to keep this place where it is warm and where there is things, that you're used to and all that, of course I'm going to throw them out because they're just getting on my nerves. I have a button just like everybody out here has a button to push. So, but no, there was a Jennifer, almost 39, 30, 40. I don't know what she was. Something like that. And she got out there. We was out there walking, for example. We was out there walking and wasn't paying no mind to nobody. But yet, they get out here and that we went on. Well, I went to go eat that day. I remember this clearly. I went to go eat up there at the diner. So when I came back out, I went out and when we came back out, I was going to just go over there and thank her for giving Jessica that teddy bear. And what ended up happening was I think my wife had said something about wanting to just stay over and talk with her a few minutes. and stuff. So, as I can recall, now it's made, it varies, but I'm pretty certain that's kind of how it kind of got started because I was just fixing to go. But then, my wife thought, well, hey, I think it was her, just mainly because most time I don't, I'm more not the talkative type. I think my wife was more talkative than I ever was. I can pretty well say that. But I know I call them shy. I don't think of it like that. I just, I'm trying to protect myself more or less, getting in other people's stuff and messes that I don't need to be in. And so I try to always, in a way, that's the way my dad and everybody kind of raised me. Not to take away, the few things that would come my way and a chance or two. I offered, before my wife came, I offered Connie to go out with her, do some things. She didn't want to do it. She wanted to be up her dad's ass. There's another one. Like I say, it's multiple people. It's funny when a few years passes by and it's a person like that, she all of a sudden she's got kid now. Now she's got, all this stuff, stuff I want to do, stuff I wanted to have done with her. I mean, she didn't want to do it. She want to do what daddy wants. So that's what I'm saying. So, but I did when she flashed up here, and my wife, we'd seen her on Facebook, and she gave her number out, and she's telling my wife she's going to come up here. I said, don't trust it. No, because I'd been through some stuff. I mean, her mother was fine, but she kind of reminds me of somewhat of the crack whore. She's just one of them people that had her mindset. She didn't want nothing. She, although she was in some aspects, she was a little bit nicer in a way to talk to. She wasn't beating your brain out, and she wasn't on drugs exactly like crack whore was. But I'm saying, just the way that she went about certain things, not having a place. It's weird. I guess her goddamn dad finally got his head out of her ass or something to allow her to do what she did. I don't know. I mean, at the time I met her, she was 32. And I mean, you don't see no good looking woman on no Settler bus. Hardly ever. My wife and her actually had that in common. That's the only time I've seen two people off there that was young women came off of a bus. Me and her takes a ride to the store, but that ain't gonna get us. That ain't gonna, unless it's somebody just going. But most time, even the time we had, what was it, last check we had, which is in April of this year, had that young lady going, oh, I've already got somebody. I don't know. I was just standing there having a conversation, and she was like, well, we just stay there ourselves. We don't do nothing. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, but we don't want to spend our life like that and be all locked up. I mean, we may be forced to. I mean, we may have no choice. It's not that I want that, but we actually may not have any choice. In the matter if things doesn't ever turn around. But that's why I'm getting the way I'm getting on this stuff. But it's not that I want to totally throw it out. It's just it looks like it's going to be forced out because she's out of options. She had all them fucking girlfriends up there in all these other states herself. She couldn't bring any of them down here, so we lost out. I know if some, because I know some of them. No, they kept talking their drama, and I kept having to tell them to shut the hell up because he kept bringing that shit up that me and her both don't want to talk about. And she met them in all these other states, Well, and she moved down. I don't know how they ended up down here, and I don't understand. I don't know how she came from Florida, and somehow because it's hard enough to find anything on a damn map. But you tell anybody, well, where are you from? Where are you located? Does anybody know where fucking Decatur, Tennessee is? Hell no. I mean, nearest thing we got is 30 minutes away, and that's Athens.
Well, if you're nice to my friends up there.
And then those people, no, they don't have a car. They don't have no money. They up there slutting around with all the damn fucking whores that fucking look at them. Nobody couldn't be nice. They called all hours of the night. They fucking text all hours of the night. They arguing about their drama. They start at their work. It's the worst kind of circle I ever seen in my life trying to, I got so pissed off one time, for example. One time I sung a Kelly Clarkson song, Since You've Been Gone, and I changed the words of it up, and I laughed till I couldn't afterwards. And me and my wife sitting there, we've talked about it to this very day, but I don't know what it takes to get anybody. I can't explain why we got here and why we got to the points that we've gotten to. But everybody that comes out here, they can't, I look for comments and things. We do put videos out, like certain videos, but nobody puts a picture or anything. I mean, I've seen more people look for a unicorn bestie out on these sites than people I don't know. They have profiles on all these other sites. But, I never thought, when I first thought of this deal, and like my wife said, it's something she'd love to have. But as I said, I'm afraid I'm going to be the one that's not going to be able to make things work enough, because either my voice is too loud or my ways of looking at things are not these people's way of looking at it, And you really gotta, like I told my wife, we had this talk this morning. I said, you gotta have something in common with them. You gotta get to know them. You gotta text them. You gotta call them. You gotta do something. You can't just throw them all up in here and have them move in and not know anything about them and not know the ins and outs of them. That's where we fucked up. We were so happy, and in a way, it was a good thing at the time. We didn't know what we know now, but you can take for what you will. And in that 2 or 3 weeks, I see a lot of these people do the same thing, just behind the computer, just behind a phone. The one we had up here for 2 or 3 weeks, she didn't ask for our money, but it doesn't mean she didn't do a lot of the other stuff wrong. She stole from stores. She did that on her own. We didn't help her or nothing. She was just doing that shit just to see what she could get away with. But I had a talk with Satton's father, and I told him, I said, one of these days you're going to end up you and whoever's in that car, if she ever gets caught, for wind up in jail. But anyway, we had no choice. We had to send her back out. It was too much. It just wasn't. She didn't have nothing to financially support herself. When you got two people that's got SSI that totals about $1,100, and you got more than this woman that could have had a job to support her 2 kids and could have worked all her stuff out with her ex or whatever she claims is her ex. The reason I say that is because I know she'd go back to him. So, I always had that gut feeling that was being used to further herself along. Because I'll tell you what angered me too a lot was the fact that, you couldn't, she brought up, what she did with the first SSI check, not SSI, but the stimulus check, excuse me. She went out there and got toys for her fucking kids when she could have gotten them a car and had her and them kids a car instead of them fucking toys. That was probably, what was the first one? $1,200. So let's see, $1,200 times 3, right? 2 kids and her. How much is this? Let's see, 3,000. See, 3,200, 3,400, $3,600 wasted on most of it toys for the kids. Well, I want to get them something for Christmas. I understand that. But you don't have to blow most of that on that, or cigarettes, or beer, or whatever you other stuff you bought with it. But she came out with all this on her own. I never asked not one thing. My wife didn't ask. First 2 nights this person stayed here 10 months ago, she slept. And the other thing that bothered me, and my wife's never disagreed after she's heard me put it the way I'm fixing to put it. I said, everybody needs a mental break once in a while. You can't have fucking kids around you 24/7, 365 days out of the year. You've got to have a break. They've got to go to somewhere and so you can get a mental break. So the mother and father can have a break. They can go over to grandparents or somewhere. They can go visit somebody's friends or something. I don't know. But somebody needs a break, once in a while. But, and somebody might say, well, what if nobody has that? Well, if nobody has that, then I guess you're stuck. But in the situation we were presented with, this person had an option. She didn't want to use it. She waited till she found me and my wife. And at the time, we didn't have a ring to give, a real good one. So I went, in April, I went and got me and my wife stuff for the house and other things, plus her ring. And if we found a bestie, we have her ring too. It's over here in the bag. It's over here in this bag. And but we bought. It's almost eerily similar to the one I've got my wife. It's a little different, but it's a 10-karat gold, and it's in a blue jury box. Small one, but apparently nobody's gonna want to take this offer, and we put many videos out here. You can go watch them. I'm gonna take it to the grocery store. Well, the thing is, and I thought about this. I mentioned it the other day, but I don't want to get rid of it because we did put a lot in it. We put $700. If I was to take it anywhere and get less than what I paid for the ring to begin with, and me and my wife, paid $700 for it, at least. By the time you add all the tax, it's $642. But well, no, but I told my wife, I said the time that we got rid of it, if we did, then that'd be something. Knowing my luck, it'd be somebody come up out of nowhere, and then it'd be like, well, shit, we just lost, a chance to give something. So, like I said, if it's damned if you do, it's damned if you don't. But I know we got a lot of people out here. She didn't mention, well, I had told this pastor she writes, he writes a lot of junk. And I don't even know why my wife wastes her time with him, but I'm going there. But this old man, it's just like a lot of these people, that they're never happy. They're never happy. They don't want you to have anything that you want to have good. They just want. Well, I'm not saying I don't read his letters, but I know I can say that a lot of times when she brings shit up like that or anything that he doesn't want, he has went so far as to piss her off many times. Did I read his letters? No. Has he sent her stuff out here? Yes. But and I don't know, I forget where he's at or what, but he's in Alabama. But like I said, that could Texas. Texas. But they could be a lot of somebody could tug us thing if they felt bad for our situation and they understood why we were offering this. Like I said, I mean, there's just nobody seems to care. Pastor don't care. This one down here that she goes to don't care. He's practically all but useless. Like I told my wife, if somebody was dying out on the side of the road, he just fucking passed them up. He wouldn't fucking stop. He's treated us like shit. Not long ago when our dryer tore up, we was trying to get $2 just to wash a few clothes so we'd go up at the laundromat. But I find out now you can't even do that. But yet the other day, my wife, she come, and this ain't nothing against my wife, but they go and these people say, "Oh, my house burned down. Oh, this happened to me," and then they go get and somehow find his fucking number or whatever, call him up and tell him that. Oh, and he'll go and fix a dinner and or when a dinner is more like it's more like finger stuff, but it wasn't necessarily like a home cooked dinner. But he'll go out his way. And I told my wife, I said, "My God, that had to be at least $25, $30, if not more." And then by the time they bought, other things for them and all that stuff, I'm not against it, but I'm saying these people are going to know now how they can get some of his attention, how they can get him to do something. All you got to do is just say, "Hey, my house,
yes.
My house burned down."
Because they got a new trailer.
So, if they won't help us with $2, or they won't even help us with a unicorn bestie, but yet they'll go out there and do everything else behind for everybody else,
I thought it was sweet.
Well, I do too, but like I said, anything we wanted, if it was $2 to wash some clothes or a unicorn bestie, I know they can't really help with. I know that, but my wife tried to tell me about some black lady talking to her in church or whatever it was the other day. Said, "Oh, she treats me nice and all that." Yeah, I said, "Just take it outside of there and you can get a whole different person." Like I said, it just probably would. I mean, I don't. That's why I don't want to lay my eyes on nobody unless I know that it's 100% going to work and it ain't somebody's fucking wife or it ain't somebody else's fucking, business. Because every time me and my wife gets in these damn little things that these people offer, it ain't nothing but a part-time. It's about like watching Brock Lesnar on the wrestling. He only shows up when about 3 times a year, 3 or 4 times in a year, and he otherwise he sits on his ass at home and does nothing. Me and my wife's got nothing here to do but fucking house chores and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, she'll do something. She'll go out and walk around a little bit and go to see the cows, go see her bunnies and all that other stuff. But it's nobody cares. I mean, it's like I told her. It's like, when I was a kid, I enjoyed getting compliments, or a few compliments on my eyes or whatnot, or you could walk through the store, nobody was tooting about the politics and all the news that much. I enjoyed most of my childhood. I might not get to go to a lot of places, but I got to go to mainly stuff in Chattanooga and Cleveland. Got to go to a few wrestling events. A few airplane shows every now and then, Goonie golf, miniature golf, if you want to call it that. Stuff like that. I've been bowling it once or twice back when I was a real young kid with my parents. Been to places like that. But no, it's a nice little offer here, but I don't know. My wife, she was just in one of those moods and wouldn't come out and make a video. Me and her. And so like I said, You know, if there's anybody out here, I know I don't expect anybody, you know, I can't. And the thing is, too, one of the other things that always bugs me, somebody comments that you can't even read anything they put on there. You know, like when me and my wife saw the video, I got one, I think it was yesterday or something. I could not read nothing they wrote, nothing. It looked like a bunch of gibberish all together. And you know, and I don't feel led. I don't know whether they're happy for me or if they're against me or what. I can't make it out. It's almost like it's some foreign language or something. Like somebody, you know, half people on here they don't even put pictures up. They don't do anything. And my wife, I think she kind of come out here and find some people that had some of her dolls and stuff. Tried some of them reborn mom things. She's trying anything just like I have. Like I told her, I said, you know, if I could, I'd put it on my shirt and put it on fucking poster boards, but I'd run the risk of everybody just coming up and shitting on us. And we don't, well, like I said, we don't have any, our biggest flaw here in Decatur is not having Decatur, Tennessee is not having a big, you know, big, you know, any excitement, any, big attraction stuff, you know. It's all small stuff, you know, parades, you know, the whole 9 yards, all that jazz, you know, stuff that, you know, nobody's going to care unless they're a kid, you know, and anything can excite a kid. I mean, you know, but I mean, you know, mostly the same sort of stuff, you know, year round, except for the wrestling thing, Toys for Tots thing. It don't come every day, so that's kind of cool if they do that sort of thing. But you know, all their ideas other than that pretty well sucks anyway. And usually when they do come down here, it's the same 10, 20 people, mostly. And it's not, you know, they never had any girl wrestling. They never had any people out there of the opposite sex to do anything with them. There might be a manager, but, you know, just the same 10, 20 guys or somebody at the police department. That's just it. Yeah, it's not the same as, you know, going and actually watching what we used to watch. You know, the few times I got to go, which ain't many, but it was a few, you know, and I almost went to a Monday Night Raw, but my dad didn't know if he was going to win or not. You know, he took a poster down there and had DX on it. It had China, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, and I don't know if Road Dogg and Billy was on his sign. I can't remember. But anyway, he drew 4 or 5 members of DX on a poster. And my dad was really good. It really looked good. I don't know where it went or what happened to it, but at the time he did that, got front row seats. He would have had enough to get me and Darren a ticket too. I thought they handed him 3 tickets. They handed him 2 to start with, and he didn't have nobody with him. And then somebody offered him a ticket down there, and he didn't have anybody, so he gave it to someone else that didn't have a ticket or something, was just roaming down through there. So they got to have one of the tickets. I don't know what happened. He like I said, he got got offered 3. Yeah, that's when 96 by the Mountain had the good music and the alternative rock and classic rock, a little bit of mixture in there, and all the good songs and stuff that used to be on the radio. But anyway, yeah, this is mostly, just been the regular same old day, every time to around. So, I don't know. There's always tomorrow, but probably nothing different. I wouldn't think.
Probably not.
Probably not, but oh well. But anyway, in case there was anybody out here, I don't know, if they see this video, if it do any good or not. But, oh well, maybe make another sometime later.